Let's just take a slow, deep breath for a second. Notice the quiet. Today, we're going to quietly observe a really fundamental shift that's happening right beneath the surface of our everyday lives. It's a shift in how we actually process communication. We're going to explore the structure of hyper-reactivity and look at a pretty simple but profound question. Why has silence itself become so incredibly difficult to endure?
Consider a really common experience. You see an unread message, or worse, a read receipt, right? But no reply. Almost instantly, this little wave of mild anxiety kicks in. Now, we usually just brush this off as a personal relationship thing, or maybe we blame screen addiction. But what if it isn't? What if this totally everyday anxiety is actually a symptom of a much deeper, structural change in how we as human beings experience time?
You see, modern society has gradually, almost invisibly really, lost its crucial negative spaces. I'm talking about the natural pauses in a conversation, lingering feelings, our tolerance for ambiguity. We're essentially losing the time required for deep contemplation, those quiet moments right before words actually emerge.
And because we've lost that tolerance for pauses, our minds basically treat silence like a system error. It's like a pause happens and our brain immediately flags it as an abnormal detection. So to fix this so-called error, what do? We project our own anxieties into that undefined space. And then we demand what's called resynchronization. A new text or refreshed feed, just an immediate response to fill the void. So why are we caught in this loop? Well, it's because modern civilization is heavily shaped by hyper-synchronization. We're constantly navigating notifications and real-time evaluations. This whole structure basically nudges us into a state of non-stop responsiveness. Those neutral, quiet spaces of life, they're literally being dismantled. We're basically expected to be either actively transmitting or receiving all the time.
Which means we really need to rethink what silence actually is. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, not at all. It's a really profound, unformed space. It's literally a state where meaning hasn't yet formed. Think of it like the soil right before the sprout pushes through. It's an incubator for meaning.
But as our environment demands faster and faster reactions, we're losing the ability to just remain inside those meaning-undecided states. We're totally losing our tolerance for blank space. Sitting with something unresolved just feels uncomfortable now, right? So we rush to finalize the meaning way before a thought has even truly matured. And the current technological wave we're in, it just builds right on top of this. Artificial intelligence acts as this massive structural accelerator. I mean, think about it. Instant summarization, instant replies, instant translation, instant interpretation. It's essentially a system designed to completely eliminate that meaning-undecided state. It just fills in those blank spaces for us instantly. Because of all this, as a species, our behavior is noticeably shifting. We're moving away from the capacity to just sit and remain with uncertainty. Instead, we're driving hard toward obtaining immediate meaning. We're basically trading the depth of the unknown for the easy comfort of instant categorization.
Now, it's absolutely crucial to realize that what's disappearing in this incredibly rapid exchange isn't information. Obviously, we have more data than ever before. What's actually disappearing is the maturation time required for questions to breathe. A really profound question needs a quiet incubation period to take shape. But when meaning is instant, well, the questions never really fully form.
There's a perspective from reflective humanism that puts it perfectly. What is disappearing is not conversation itself. It is the gradient of questioning. Now, what does that mean? That gradient is the gentle mental terrain where an inquiry naturally arises. But in our hypersynchronized world, that slope is just totally flattened. The actual journey of the question simply vanishes.
And that gradient is so vital. True, meaningful questions can only emerge from an environment of incompleteness. They need unfinished states, undefined spaces, unresolved thoughts. A profound insight really requires the breathing room of the undefined so it can stretch out and take its true shape.
But our hyper-reactive environment totally short-circuits this natural process. A vague thought pops up, and we're immediately pushed to assign it instant meaning. And that instant meaning forces us into instant positioning, taking a rigid stance right away. This ultimately leads to fixation. We lock into a permanent identity or opinion, leaving absolutely no room left for actual reflection. The ultimate consequence of this is quiet, but it's incredibly profound. We are losing the capacity for non-synchronous coexistence, meaning the ability to share a space or even a relationship without having to constantly exchange defined information.
It's losing the ability to just sit in a room together in total silence, or leave a message unread without feeling like the connection is somehow breaking.
So it leaves us with something to think about. Do we as humans truly need constant understanding? Or do we need the ability to just remain together inside those quiet states where meaning has not yet emerged?